Hello everyone, this is Waiting for RacinGameShow, and in this video I wanted to show you my personal wheel settings for RaceRoom racing experience. And keep in mind, I'm using a Thrustmaster TX1 wheel, but these settings should work or should be decent enough or good starting point for any modern steering wheel. So if you have a Logitech G27, Thrustmaster T500, one of the fanatics, you should get some useful information from this video. Now, so let's get this started. At the very beginning, whenever I start any racing game, I need to go through starting procedure. Now, I'm not too sure if that's the problem with my wheel or with my computer, with something wrong with the driver, or maybe this wheel is just the way it is. But whenever I calibrate it, there's as you can see, there's a spring on it, and the spring is on as default. I don't know why, so to just disable this spring, and this spring actually, whenever I put the game on, most of the time it stays on and then interferes with the force feedback from the game. So to turn this off, just go to the properties of game controllers, and once you get into properties, bam, magic, the spring is off. Now, if you don't know how to bring up this menu, at Windows 7 you just need to type in joy.cpl, and that's the file to open game controllers here. You can make a shortcut the same way as I have it here, and I'll show you. Whenever I hit the shortcut, it brings that menu for me. So we have a chance my wheel settings. We have a chance to take a look at my wheel settings. Obviously, rotation angle 900 degrees. Pedal needs to be set up at separate, and let's get and go to gain settings. Overall strength 100%, detailed gain settings constant and periodic on 100%. Spring has to be turned off at 0%, damper has to be turned off 0%, and auto center settings by the game. Now, once you're sure you have it set up like that, click OK, and let's get down and start the game. I'll show you the settings in the game. Now, so here are in the main menu of RaceRoom Racing Experience. Let's go to options. The first we're gonna check is vehicle settings, and make sure your wheel rotation matches what we set in the wheel setup, which is 900 degrees. The rest is all to your preferences. Then we go to control settings and hit advance. Now with 900 steering degrees, developers recommend steering lock to set at 30. I find it a little bit unresponsive, and 35 seems to be a tiny bit better for me. So I'm setting this up at 35. The rest as default, and most of the settings anyway is down to the gamepad, so we are not too concerned about it. Now we go to force feedback settings. Obviously has to be on. Doesn't have to be inverted with Thrustmaster. Gamepad rumble doesn't concern us. Force feedback intensity at 45%. That's obviously personal preference. Some people like it a bit stronger, some more, but there is a reason it has to be a bit lower here, and I come back to it in 1 second. Smoothing, that's basically a dampening. I tried settings from 0 all the way to 50%. Doesn't make too much difference. It's smooth enough with the 0%, so you can leave it at 0%. Intensity 100%, understeer 100%, and now vertical load. this is the main game changer here. Maximum you could set is to 200%. That's what we're using. That's why this is kind of turned down a bit. And once you set it up to 100%, you start to feel all the bumps on the road. Before, with the default settings, whenever you could see, sometimes your cockpit kind of jumps over the bumps, but there was really no response in the wheel. Once you crank it up to 200%, you're gonna start feeling all the bumps on the road. Lateral force, this basically affects the weight of the wheel. I prefer it to be a little bit lower. Steering rack. The forces from steering rack, I prefer to have it at 0 because you get most of the stuff you need just from the tires and from those two settings. Now, this is special effects, engine vibrations. This is just the noise, really unused. It's not useful at all. The best way is to turn it off. Same with brake vibrations, but there seems to be a small bug. Whenever I put it to 0 and come back to this menu, it's back at 20%. Not a big deal, but yeah, whenever developers fix it with patch, I think 0 would be the best setting. Now, curbs, and you might be surprised that it is here at 50%, sorry, at 0%, because normally you would be turning this up to 20% or so, but with vertical load being cranked up to 200%, you get all the necessary feel from the curbs through the tires, through the actual physics of the car, and you will be able to feel that not all the curbs are the same, and you still will be able to feel them very, very well. Shift effect, that's just personal preference. I have it 50%, but still don't really feel any kind of vibration when shifting. If you like to have an extra effect, just crank it up a bit higher. Doesn't really make a difference for me. Okay, so I think we got everything covered. And that was my settings for Thrustmaster TX1 wheel with RaceRoom Raceway experience. I really hope it helped you to get your settings right. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to comment. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.